Welcome to Graph Tutorials. I'm Shiva, and in this video we're going to take a look at how to use generative AI to generate a vector graphic using a text prompt. So I have my artboard ready, and to be able to generate a vector graphic using AI, a text prompt, we first need a placeholder, and we will use a rectangle as a placeholder. So you create a rectangle, you take your selection tool, and when it's selected, you will get this bar where you can choose generate. If this bar does not appear, you can go to window and then click the contextual taskbar. You can also, in addition to this contextual taskbar, you can also access the text to vector graphics from the properties window. Here you have a window you can expand, or you can go to window and then choose text to vector graphic. So when you have chosen which way you want to go, you can click on generate, and then here you can choose what type of object you want to generate. Do you want to generate a subject, a scene, an icon, or a pattern? Once you've chosen what you want, you can click in this field where you can describe what you want to create. Let's say we want to create a lake. And then you can click generate. And now Illustrator is going to think and going to generate something for you. And for an effective text prompt, you just have to stick with simple and direct language. I think it's 3 to 8 words maximum. So you can describe what you want to have. You can describe if you want a character, a color, a scene, but you have to keep it simple to get the best results, like a sunrise or a sunrise in the forest or something like that. But as you can see now, Illustrator has generated a lake for me. And then here in the properties window, it gives you some other options. So you can click that one and you get this one. And here you have also this next variation option in which you can cycle through the variations it made for you. Let's make another placeholder, and we're going to generate a scene this time. So it does have to do a bit of thinking. It will take a couple of seconds, minutes, maybe even. And then you get this lake, and you can cycle again between the options it gave you, and you can cycle between everything it's generated for you, which I think it does a pretty good job. Now let's try another placeholder with another generation of an icon, and I want a bird. What will we get? It's nice that it also gives you tips while it's generating, so you have something to read and something to learn while you're experimenting with this. So this is bird number 1, bird number 2, bird number 3. I think the first one is the nicest one. And then it also is able to generate you a pattern. I thought I saw, pattern. And as a pattern, I want some leaves. I'm quite interested in seeing what it will generate and what it will give as an option for a pattern with leaves. Because we all know patterns can be a quite difficult thing to get right. Having said that, that's quite a nice pattern. And I also like that one. And that's pretty decent too. So, As you can see, you can play around with this. You need a placeholder for which you can use a rectangle. You can also edit things in the properties window here. You can choose your type you want to do, but you can also, you have also the option to say match active artboard style normally. I think if we make another placeholder and we then say in the scene subject and icon types, you have the option to say you don't want it to match the active artboard style. The thing this does is when you disable the match active artboard style, then the output will not match that active artboard style, which is active by default in these three types. And I guess for a pattern, you can't change it because it needs to adhere to something, which is kind of logical, I think. Let's see what it does when we say generate leaves as a subject and do not match the active artboard style. Okay, then it takes, yeah, that's also kind of nice. It gives you options and it doesn't adhere to your placeholder. That was a quick look at how to use generative AI to create a vector, a scene, a icon even, and even a pattern in Adobe Illustrator. Quite nice. I think it does a pretty good job at matching your prompts to what you get. But be sure to play around with it, it's fun to do. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video. Be sure to press the thumbs up button if you did, and if you want to see my future videos, maybe also press the subscribe button. But for now, stay creative, and I hope to see you in the next one.